Hey guys, this is Jon Blau with the Herald Times. I'm here with Taylor Lehman after a 23-22 loss to Tennessee at the Gator Bowl. It was a game of swings. The very beginning, IU's offense was completely stagnant, couldn't do much of anything. All of a sudden, the defense makes a couple of plays. Everything swings IU's way. 22 to 9 was the lead at one point, and then Tennessee storms back. Just two unanswered touchdowns, one after an onside kick, which was a brutal mistake. So, what do we take away from this one?
This one, it's after most of these videos and trying to take a look forward and see where the program's going. It's easier to do that in the middle of the season versus the bowl game. But a lot of the talk afterwards was this is the expectation for this program now. They expect to make a bowl every season, whether it's the Gator Bowl or not. They expect to make it. They expect to win them. And when you make mistakes the way that Indiana made mistakes today, you're not going to win those bowl games.
Right. So I guess we should start with the positives. Peyton Ramsey, 227 yards passing, 54 yards rushing, was able to make a bunch of plays with his legs. Resilient as he's been all season. I guess that's how you would describe it. Obviously wasn't able to make the plays at the end of the game. I think there was that one, obviously, that 4th and 10, the last pass, kind of slipped out of his hands. Wop even seemed like he was maybe a little open. And but it's so tough as a capper to go out this way. But he did play for the most part in this game, like he has all season in terms of just shining.
There was a moment too, especially at the end of the first half when they got that interception and they were trying to move into, score a touchdown or move into field goal range. And it seemed like the only thing that he could get done on offense was with his legs.
Yeah.
I mean, he would scramble and that really kind of stretched the Tennessee defense in the second half as well. They were able to run with Samson James a little bit. They were able to get some space in the passing game. But Peyton Ramsey was fantastic and honestly kind of the savior of this offense today. Once again, he's stepping in and kind of saving Indiana. But I talked to Nick Westbrook after the game. He's like, yeah, Peyton Ramsey's a guy I'm going to tell my kids about when I get older. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. They got away from the run, it felt like, especially in the first half. I mean, it's hard when you're just getting stoned the way they were. You're trying to pick up bigger chunks and get something going. But, I mean, they really got away from it. And the second half, maybe a little bit more. But, again, Peyton Ramsey was the leading rusher, 54 yards. Samson James didn't really pick up a ton at the end of the day.
Yeah, and then, I mean, this is where you do miss Stevie Scott. Somebody that could catch out of the backfield, somebody that could line up on the outside. You didn't see a lot of that from Samson James. I mean, I think he'll eventually be able to, but I think Stevie Scott was just kind of further along in his development to the point where Indiana kind of needed him, today, in this game specifically.
Yeah. Defensively, two really big game-changing plays. Cam Jones with that blitz up the middle, kind of forced an errant pass. Then Micah McFadden intercepted, led to the field goal drive at the end of the half. They made it 6-3, and then Jamar Johnson. I was thinking of the play in Nebraska where forced that fumble and didn't block for Alan Stallings, and he was like putting his arms up in the air on this pick six, and I thought he was going to get caught. But it's funny because Tom Allen then on a radio show the next week said, he had a bunch of awesome knuckleheads, and but he made a big play there, and just two really big defensive plays. Just at the end, I just wonder, if they were just tired. You just played so much of that first half on defense, and then you're at the end of that game, and they scored 2 touchdowns, in the fourth quarter. How much does that factor in? I know they didn't want to take that as an excuse.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Raekwon Jones and Tywan Mullen both specifically said no excuses, and and Raekwon Jones. I mean, I even asked him if he felt any slippage there when they started Tennessee started moving the ball, and he said no. He felt like everybody was giving all they could. But, when the offense can't get anything going in the first half and the defense is really holding tight for Indiana, that was something that we were watching for. And it just, the bottoms kind of fell out in those last 6, 7, 8 minutes, and Tennessee really took advantage. I think the biggest one that I really noticed was the 16-yard touchdown run. I mean, that was just so easy for Eric Gray.
Yeah.
And he barely got touched. And he ran up the middle of the field. So it's tough for somebody like Raekwon to kind of pick the guys up. I know Raekwon's trying to do the same thing with the offense in the beginning too, but yeah, I mean, they really did give it all they had.
Yeah, because even the defensive line, I mean, I was pretty impressed with the way they played for the most part. I mean, Jerome Johnson made some plays. DeMarcus Elliott, Sio Nofawongatoa, I love saying that name, was in the backfield making plays against the run, and it was impressive. And they have a bright future on that defensive line.
They really do.
Yeah.
It was impressive, too, because Tom Allen came into the season concerned about the interior of the defensive line, and they looked so good today.
Right. But then again, the disappointing parts, you have to get back to it. The onside kick. Tom Allen says, they obviously didn't come out in a traditional onside look. They thought about maybe putting the hands team on there, but they didn't because of the look they saw, and they didn't think to change. And they just weren't. They didn't seem ready. And he said that's a hindsight 2020 thing. That at the end of the day, that's our fault. We should have.
Yeah. Well, they thought that Tennessee had confidence in his defense to make a stop,
right?
And so they weren't anticipating an onside kick, but it seemed like everybody else was.
Yeah. And other than the IU receiving team just did not seem at all ready for it. They were hoping maybe it would be short. That he picked it up maybe at 9.5 yards instead of 10. But there was not enough evidence to overrule that. So they get the ball back, they score again, and there were still 2 drives at the end there where IU, puts itself in position potentially for field goals. I mean, Logan Justice, he makes his first 3 of the game, which was pretty good after the way he ended the regular season with three misses. But then 52 yards, that's an ask.
It is. I mean, he hit a 49-yarder earlier in the game with 52 in that scenario, and there's also kind of a pause before the play that Tom Allen thought maybe could have affected him in some certain ways. He was a little upset by that, you could tell. But there's that is a big ask for Logan Justice on what was that? That would have been his 4th field goal, I believe.
Yeah.
And after missing 3 against Purdue.
He missed an extra point. Which, in a 23-22 game, you look back, you say, ugh, that hurts. But a lot can also happen during the course of the game, so I don't think you can really pin it just on that. But, all 3 phases, Tom Allen said that, all 3 phases just did not, perform up to the, they didn't finish. And he then again noted that this is a team that only had 5 players, Simon Stephen Act didn't play, 5 players available that had been in a bowl game.
Yeah.
And so this is an experience. He said, Tennessee's won more Gator Bowls than IU's won bowls, period. And so they're trying to raise the level of the program. And I guess, we asked Tywan Mullen about this. Does this intensify your desire to win? And how much you guys are going to be thinking about this going into next season? He said, when we make a bowl game, basically guaranteeing a bowl game, saying we're going to close it out next time. Mark my words. So that they already seem pretty motivated by this.
Yeah, it's funny because I covered the last 2 bowl games too, and it was kind of the same thing. They're like, we need to finish, and it seems like they've been saying that for the last 5 years. But honestly, in this year, it felt like there was something a little bit different about it. And I think it was the 2-score lead too, but also at the same time, afterwards, the players just seemed more confident in their next year's ability to get to another bowl game. And I think just the way that they were handling kind of spoke volumes about the direction that Tom Allen kind of has these guys.
Yeah, because they're young, and so they bring a lot back. We don't know about a few things, whether Coy Cronk will be back, whether Peyton Ramsey will be back. All questions that we're going to have answered in the next several weeks. So this will be it for the football season in terms of these videos, but we'll have more coverage and let you know all the off-season developments. Offensive coordinator, going to be looking for one of those. Yeah. Galen DeBoer called his last game. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys later.